Welcome to the Explainer. Are you totally drowning in massive PDFs, endless lecture slides, and hour-long videos? Do you ever catch yourself wishing you just had a digital brain to process it all for you? Well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're tackling a universal problem, information overload. But more importantly, we are unpacking the ultimate knowledge transformation system. We are going to completely master Google's NotebookLM.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll meet your new research assistant, see how NotebookLM actually works under the hood, explore some real-world use cases, talk about how to turn that knowledge into income, give you a step-by-step setup guide, and finally, look at the future of learning. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. Meet your research assistant. Before diving into the advanced stuff, let's get crystal clear on what this tool actually is.
The absolute best part about this platform is its simplicity. NotebookLM is a totally free experimental tool straight from Google Labs, and its main job? To take your personal documents and magically transform them into structured, personalized insights. Honestly, think of it less like a regular search engine and way more like a dedicated thinking partner, one that literally only cares about the specific info you feed it.
To put it simply, it is like having a super smart tutor that reads your books for you and then turns around and explains everything in perfectly simple language. It does all the heavy lifting, reading those 100-page reports and the messy meeting notes, so your brain is actually free to understand and apply the concepts.
Moving on to Section 2. How NotebookLM actually works. Let's lift the hood and see exactly what's happening when you hand over your files. The core workflow here is super straightforward. Upload, understand, chat, learn, and create. When you upload your files, NotebookLM uses something called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. I know, RAG sounds like an old cleaning cloth, but it is actually brilliant tech. It securely indexes your content in the encrypted Google Cloud, basically mapping out the relationships between every single concept. So when you ask a question, it instantly retrieves the exact context you need.
Now, this next point is absolutely crucial. When we compare NotebookLM to traditional chatbots like ChatGPT, the difference is literally night and day. General chatbots pull from the entire open web, right? That makes them creative, sure, but also prone to hallucinating, basically making things up. But NotebookLM, it's entirely source-grounded. It essentially puts blinders on the AI. There's no hallucinating because it is strictly limited to the sources you give it. And here is how it actually proves it's not making things up. It gives you clear, inline citations. When you ask it a question, it drops a little number right next to its answer. You just click that number and boom, it jumps you directly to the exact quote in your original 100-page PDF. You are always verifying the truth right at the source.
Okay, if you're an auditory learner, you are going to lose your mind over this. The audio overview feature is absolute magic. With literally one click, NotebookLM takes your dry study materials and generates a dynamic two-host podcast discussion all about your specific documents. It turns your dense notes into a deep dive audio show that you can listen to at the gym or in the car. It's such a fun, crazy way to review complex material. So with all this processing power, the big question is, who actually uses NotebookLM and what can it practically do for you on a daily basis?
That brings us to Section 3, Real-World Use Cases. Let's look at how different professions are using this to get a massive competitive edge. The applications here are just wild. Students use it to summarize massive textbooks for exams. YouTubers are dropping in research to spit out viral video scripts. Bloggers, they're feeding it PDFs to write SEO articles way faster. Freelancers are summarizing complex client docs in seconds. And business owners use it to pull actionable insights from super dense financial reports. It literally takes a week's worth of reading and condenses it into a 5-minute summary. Let's zoom in on a really high-stakes example. Say a medical professional uploads 50 complex MRI guidelines. They can just ask the chat, hey, what are the safety recommendations for specific high-risk patients? And NotebookLM instantly extracts and synthesizes the guidelines across all 50 documents. It really proves how powerful this cross-document synthesis is for highly technical info where accuracy is an absolute must.
Okay, let's tackle the ultimate question I know you've been waiting for. How do you actually make money with NotebookLM?
Section 4. Turn knowledge into income. Because NotebookLM turns knowledge into content and content into income.
Now, to be clear, NotebookLM isn't going to just cut you a check. Instead, think of it as a massive money-enabling engine. Because it turns raw knowledge into structured content so insanely fast, it fuels digital businesses. You can use it to automate YouTube scripts for ad revenue, write SEO blogs for affiliate marketing, do freelance document analysis on Fiverr, create digital products like study guides for Gumroad, or even build out a full online course for Udemy.
Section 5, your step-by-step guide. Let's get your digital second brain online, which honestly takes less than a minute.
The upload system is so versatile. You can upload standard PDFs, text files, and Google Docs. But check this out. You can also just paste in a public YouTube video URL or an MP3 audio file, and NotebookLM will instantly transcribe and analyze the spoken words, treating it exactly like a text document. How cool is that?
Here is your incredibly simple setup workflow. Step 1, head over to notebooklm.google.com. Step 2, sign in and hit Create Notebook. Step 3, upload your sources. And by the way, the free tier supports up to 50 sources per notebook. Step 4, start asking questions in the chat. And Step 5, jump into the Studio panel to automatically generate study guides, FAQs, or those awesome audio overviews. That's the whole shebang. No coding, no API keys, zero friction.
But keeping it totally transparent with you, let's look at the pros and limitations. The pros are a no-brainer: insanely fast learning, source-grounded accuracy, and really creative studio outputs. But the limitations are just as crucial to understand. NotebookLM only knows what you upload. It's not a live web search. And most importantly, it relies heavily on your input quality. Feed it garbage documents, and you'll get garbage answers. It is purely a mirror of your own research.
Section 6, the future of learning. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture of the AI knowledge economy.
Welcome to the AI knowledge economy. We're living in a world where information is literally everywhere. So just having access to facts, that's not a competitive advantage anymore. Rapid understanding is the real skill now. Automated research workflows and personalized learning assistants are going to completely dominate the future. And early adopters, the ones mastering these tools right now, are giving themselves a massive head start.
To wrap things up, remember this: NotebookLM is not just a tool, it is a new way of learning, thinking, and creating. Those who learn how to use it early will have a major advantage in the AI-driven world. The tech is here, and it's free. So, if you had a second brain that could instantly read, analyze, and synthesize any information on Earth, what's the first problem you'd ask it to solve? Thanks for joining us on this explainer, and we will see you in the next one.